Now, the greatest radio shows of all time.
Suspense.
The Shadow Node.
Washington calling David Harding, Counter Spy.
Classic radio theater.
The Great Gildersleeve.
Fibber McGee and Molly.
Dragnet. Gunsmoke.
The Lone Ranger.
Now, step back into our time machine with your host, Wyatt Cox.
Good evening, friends of the Inner Sanctum.
Comedy this hour, an episode of the Phil-Harris-Alice Faye Show. Walter Tetley as Julius Abruzzo, and of course, Elliot Lewis as Frankie Remley. So let's get to this episode, as it's tax time, or at least they're looking over Phil's income, and taxes are coming, and the outcome's not good.
From Hollywood, the Phil-Harris-Alice Faye Show. For your enjoyment, here is the Phil-Harris-Alice Faye Show, written by Ray Singer and Dick Chevrolet, with Elliot Lewis, Walter Tetley, Robert North, Janine Roos, Ann Whitfield, Walter Sharp in his music, yours truly, Bill Foreman, and starring Alice Faye and Phil Harris. Alice's brother William has just figured up Phil's total income tax for the year 1950. He has shown the figures to Phil, and Phil's reaction is that of any good, loyal American citizen.
I ain't gonna pay it. I don't understand it. I keep the band working all the time. They won't even give me a quarter deduction for uniforms, the blazers I'm using the same...
Phil. Don't get yourself all excited. You'll have to pay your taxes.
Oh, honey, I know, but gee whiz, after working hard all year, I haven't got nothing left. Willie, are you sure that you figured my tax right? Did you deduct all of my dependents?
Yes, I copied the list you gave me. It included Alice, myself, baby Alice, little Phyllis, your mother, father, Aunt Matilda, and Lord Calvert.
Lord Calvert?
My English uncle. I send him a halfpenny or two to keep the old ancestral estate. The hop gardens and such, you know. I can't understand, though, why I got such little left.
It's your own fault, Philip. You're too extravagant in your business dealings. You pay your employees much too much.
They're worth every penny I pay them. That's why I have the best band in the country.
This is the best?
You said it. Them guys have talent. They can play even when they're blindfolded. They're very capable musicians.
And another thing, why do you have 60 men in your orchestra? Only 30 of them play instruments. What do the other 30 do?
They sit behind the guys with the instruments and tap them on the shoulders when it's turn to join in. Or something like that. Let's make it when it's their turn to join in.
Now, Philip, if you want to save any money, you're going to have to reduce the salaries of your band. You should think about saving something for the future.
Don't worry. I've got a little annuity stashed away for my old age.
What annuity?
Your sister. She's my little blonde coupon clipper.
You know, Phil, Willie's right. You can't run a business on a losing basis.
You just have to fire all your musicians who don't have any talent and are completely worthless.
Like who?
Like all your musicians? And the first one to go should be Frankie.
Now, wait a minute. Frankie ain't worthless. He has certain rare qualities that are seldom found in human beings. Why, only last week he was offered $100 a day for his services, wasn't he, Alice?
Yes, he was.
Who would pay him $100 a day, and for what?
The Mayo Clinic, just to study him.
It wasn't the Mayo Clinic. It was some big band leader named Johns Hopkins in Baltimore. Besides, I'd never get rid of Frankie. I need him.
You need him like you need a third thumb. Well, anyway, I didn't mean that you should fire Frankie, but you'll have to cut his salary along with the rest of the band.
Oh, Alice. You've led too sheltered a life. I mean, you just don't tell musicians that you're cutting their salary.
Why not? Don't be a coward, Philip. You just stand right up in front of those fellas and tell them you're reducing their wages.
I like the way this guy spills my blood. Besides, I tried to cut the band's salary a few years ago.
What happened?
It took 5 hours for the plumber to remove the tuba from around my neck.
Philip, if they get tough with you, you'll just have to fire them.
But I tell you, I don't want to fire them. Anyway, I can't. Who else could I get to play my type of songs? Who'd be willing to play things like this?
And while Phil sings, we'll take a break. January 7th, 1951, Phil Harris and Alice Faye on Classic Radio Theater. Thanks for tuning in to Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station. January 7th, 1951, Phil Harris and Alice Faye.
Now, Philip, I've checked your tax report again, and you'll just have to cut your musicians' salaries. If you don't, you'll go bankrupt.
Oh, it's as bad as that, huh? Well, in that case, I'll just have to tell the guys. But it ain't going to be easy. And the only one that'll understand will be Remley. He won't mind taking a cut.
What Remley are you talking about?
I'm talking about Frankie. He'd work for me for nothing if I asked him to. Frankie's a true pal. If the rest of the guys in the band were like him, I wouldn't have any trouble at all. I wouldn't mind going down and tell... Oh, I'll get that.
Hiya, Curly.
Ah, hello, Frankie. Glad you showed up. You can help me prove a point. Look, if I ask you to, pal, you'd work for me for nothing, wouldn't you?
Oh, this guy's still hung over from New Year's Eve.
Frankie, I don't like your answer.
I didn't think much of your question, either. What kind of a way is that to greet a guy? What are you getting at, anyway?
Well, it's about your salary with the band.
What about it?
Well, look, Rem, I know that you're aware that living costs have gone up, taxes are higher, everything costs more, and, well, there's only one thing I can do.
Well, thanks, Curly. I accept the raise.
Remley,
Oh, this is wonderful of you, Curly. Now I can afford to send my mother to Ireland. She's always wanted to go back to see the old sod.
Well, I didn't know your father still lived tonight. Oh, the old sod. Remley, I'm not giving you a raise. I'm cutting your salary.
I'll thank you to watch your language in front of a paid-up union member.
But, Frankie,
One more filthy remark like that, and I'll have Papa Petrillo wash your mouth out with soap. And water.
Will you listen to me, Now, look, I've been going over my taxes for the year, and well, either I cut your salary in half, or I go bankrupt.
Oh. Well, that's different, Curly. You have no alternative. Go right ahead.
I can cut your salary?
No, go bankrupt.
Do you want me to go bankrupt?
Well, no, Curly, but I just can't take a cut, especially at this time.
Well, why not?
Well, I don't want to burden you with my troubles, but when they lifted the rent control, my landlord raised my rent. I couldn't afford it, and he threw me out on the street this morning with all my belongings. Sidewalks all cluttered up with everything I own.
How much cluttering can a toothbrush do?
I have more than one toothbrush. In fact, I had to hire a van to put all my furniture and personal effects in. Now I have a moving van full of my belongings and no place to go.
Oh, well, Remley, Wait a minute. Now, who you trying to kid with that sob story? I don't believe that you've been put out.
If you don't believe me, look out of your window and you'll see them unloading the van now.
Holy smoke, he's telling... Remley, you can't move in here.
Why not?
Well, we got children in the house and the Board of Health won't allow it. Frankie, I'd like to have you, but I just can't take...
But Curly, we've been pals since we were kids. We've always shared things. Don't you remember when we were 12 years old, we made a vow that we'd split everything? And we took a knife and signed it in blood?
Yeah. I'll never forget it. We used your knife and my blood. Look, Frankie, I'd love to have you stay here, but you'll remember, you lived here for 3 weeks once.
So?
So after you left, Alice had to go to a psychiatrist. I was forced to drink to forget. And we had to keep the kids on a leash for 2 months.
Well, it ain't my fault if you're a high-strung family. Curly Alice won't mind if I move in for a while. The least you could do is ask her.
All right, I'll ask her. Hey, Alice, will you come in here a minute, please?
Yeah, when she comes in, make it sound like you're happy about it.
Yeah, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy.
What do you want, Phil? Oh, hello, Frankie.
Hiya, Alice. Curly's got some great news for you.
Yes, honey. I have some wonderful surprise for you. Frankie's moving in with us again. All right, there she goes again. Call us to honey. Honey, please control yourself. Alice, get down off of that chandelier.
Oh, stop exaggerating, Curly. Look, Alice, you gotta take me in. I was put out of my apartment this morning. I have no home. I have no place to go.
Oh, Frankie, I didn't know. I'm awfully sorry about that. I'd ask you to move in here with us, except for one thing.
What?
I don't want you. You behaved horribly the last time you stayed here, and I'm not going through with that again.
But, Alice, you can't turn me out. I'm the oldest friend Curly has. Why, we used to go to school together.
That's right, honey. Frankie used to carry my books home for me.
Frankie carried your books home?
Yeah. In those days, my curls were longer, and I had him completely fooled.
And every day after school, we used to play together on the same lot.
I know, but... Wait a minute. How could you two play together every day when you were kids? Phil lived in Tennessee, and you lived in North Dakota.
We used to meet in Chicago.
Look, honey, why don't we try it for a while? We can manage.
Phil, if Frankie moves in, I move out.
Well, thanks, Alice. Your bed is much more comfortable than the one in the guest room. Isn't that nice of her, Curly, giving me her bed?
Alice ain't moving out.
Now, Frankie, you're not moving in here, and that's final. There's no necessity for it. All you have to do is find a new apartment.
I've looked everywhere, and I just can't find a place.
Then we'll help you look. I'll find you a place to live if I have to buy every apartment house in the city.
She can do it, too. Well, if we're going to look, let's get started.
Well, wait for me, fellas. I'll get my hat and song and go with you. You were right, Frankie. It is hard to find an apartment.
Well, here's one more. Let's try it. It wouldn't be so hard if you weren't with us, Remley. You look so darn sloppy, nobody wants to rent to you.
I resent that. I'm very fastidious.
Frankie, this time let me talk to the manager, huh?
You insist, but it's ridiculous. I create a very good impression on people.
How do you do, sir?
Oh. How do you do, miss? What can I do for you?
Do you have a vacant apartment?
Oh, yes. Is it for you?
No. No, it's for Mr. Remley here.
This one, lady?
Yes. What do you say?
Get out of here with that!
How do you like that guy?
I like him fine. He bought my record.
Come on, fellas. Let's keep looking.
Look, I'm ready to give up looking for a place for Frankie.
Me too.
I'm not.
Hey, wait a minute. Here's a nice-looking apartment building. Yeah, I think I'll be very happy here. I'll take anything they got just to get in this place.
What's the name of the apartment?
I don't know. It's got a kind of a Polish name. Yaucha. Yowika. I don't know. I can't pronounce it.
How's it spelled?
YWCA.
Come on, it's Polish. They'll never understand you. Alice, why don't we give up? There aren't any apartments available.
Well, then let's check the newspaper for furnished rooms.
Alice, it's no use. They won't even take him in a furnished room. We've tried them all.
Well, this is the last place. It has a sign, furnished room for rent. Ring the bell.
Now, wait a minute. I'm not going to live in this broken-down neighborhood. The house looks like a fire trap.
Don't argue. If they have a room, you're going to take it.
All right. Before I do, I'm going to look it over carefully. The beds, the closets, and the way it's furnished. I'm going to examine everything.
How do you do? I suppose you're here to see
I'll
them.
take the room.
I never saw such a careful examination.
May I see the room, miss?
Well, I'm sorry. I rented about 5 minutes ago. It's been taken by a young man.
Well, I got connections. I think I could have them drafted.
I'm sorry we don't have that room, but we do expect to have a vacancy in about 6 months. Why don't you call me?
Why waste a nickel? I'll just wait here.
Come on. Remley, will you get out of there? Thank you, miss.
Well, that's the last place. I guess I'll have to stay at your house.
Not so fast. Let me look at that paper again. I may have missed something.
Hey, honey, look at this ad. Big new housing project. Plenty of apartments for rent to men who... Oh, nuts. It's not good for Frankie.
Why not?
They're only available to men with families.
Then we'll get him a family.
Alice, I'm beginning to get the impression that you don't want me to live at your house.
Let's see. First, he has to have a wife. I wonder who we can get to pose as his wife.
If I put my long curls on again, maybe I...
No.
No, huh?
No. Alice, how about you pretending to be my wife?
Me, I would... All right. I'm so desperate I'll even sink that low.
And I'll borrow your kids to be my children.
Oh, no, that I'd draw the line at. You're
Me
not...
too. But don't worry, Frankie. I'll find a child for you. In the meantime, you fellas rush over to the housing project and put a deposit on an apartment. Tell them your wife and child will be over in a little while.
Okay, wifey dear. I can't wait for you to return so I can embrace you and tell you...
Remley!
What?
Look. Now, let me brief you about this wife routine. Alice is only pretending to be your wife. Pretending, like in make-believe. Not real, old boy.
Spoiled sport. Come on, let's get over to the housing project. Then I can have the apartment, Mr. Barbie?
I don't see why not, Mr. Remley. This housing project was built specifically with men with families. Now, you do have a family?
Oh, yes. I have a lovely family. Don't I, Curly?
Oh, yes. His wife, Alice, is a beautiful girl and very talented.
What a figure. In a bathing suit, she's a combination of Lana Turner, Jane Russell, and Betty Grable.
She is? I gotta take her swimming more often.
Well, your wife must be a very young girl.
Oh, she is.
If I'm not too inquisitive, how old is Mrs. Remley?
42.
She's 48.
She's 29.
She's 34. I ought to know. I've been living with her for 9 years.
What?
I mean, I've been living with the two of them for 9 years.
Oh, I see. Now, just how many children do you have, Mr. Remley?
One.
A boy or a girl?
It's... I don't know. My wife hasn't told me yet. But they'll be here any minute. We can see for ourselves.
Mr. Remley, how come you don't know what sex your own child is?
I'm not the nosy type. See, I believe in complete freedom for the child. Let it grow up to be whatever it wants to be. The way my father raised me, he said to me, Francis, when you grow up, you can be anything you want to be, as long as you turn out to be a man.
Too bad you let him down. Look, mister. Can't we sign the lease for the apartment now?
No, I'm sorry, but we'll have to wait for Mrs. Remley. It will need her signature, too. Oh, by the way, Mr. Remley, how old is your daughter? Your son?
Just call it the thing.
All right, how old is the thing?
Only 8 weeks, and I've already sold 1,224,000 records, for which RCA Victor gave me a gold record because I was the most popular artist.
We know. We know.
You said that.
Mr. Barbie, just wait till you see my little one. It's a...
Oh, Francis, where are you, darling?
There's my wife now. I'm right here, sweetheart.
Hello, dear.
Oh, I've missed you terribly, my gorgeous one. Come into my arms. Let me kiss you.
Cut! Remley, what are you kissing Alice for?
I'm trying to get an apartment.
Kiss the manager.
Early.
If anyone kisses Alice, it's going to be me. Come here, Alice. There. Isn't that better, honey?
Well, I don't know.
Oh, boy. Phil Harris and Alice Faye on Classic Radio Theater from January 7th, 1951. We'll also hear from Claudia next hour when Classic Radio Theater continues on your favorite radio station. Mike Lindell, the inveterate CEO of MyPillow, wants to give back to listeners. You can get great discounts on all MyPillow products if you go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special. Deep discounts on all MyPillow products like the buy one, get one free special on Giza Dream Sheets. All MyPillow products come with a 60-day money-back guarantee, 10-year warranty. Call 1-800-951-8175 or go to MyPillow.com. Click on the radio listener special. Use my promo code USA.
You know, if you feel like you're stuck with a health care plan you don't like, right now is a great time to switch to MediShare. They'll waive your new member fee if you join by January 15th. So that's $170 in addition to all the other savings. The typical family saves $500 or more per month. And MediShare has double the customer satisfaction rate when compared to health insurance. Double. Again, join by January 15th and save even more. Call 833-34-BIBLE. That's 833-34-BIBLE.
And it's Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station, the conclusion of the Phil Harris Alice Show. As Phil was just kissing Alice, and Phil said...
Isn't that better, honey?
Well, I don't know.
Let's go around once more and see.
Wait a minute.
Mr. Remley.
Yeah.
Why do you allow this man to kiss your wife?
Well, I have to. You see, Mr. Harris is my wife's father.
Aren't you, Dad? Yep, that's my son-in-law. That's Frank. Well, I call him Frank, but his real name is Orville. He changed it for commercial purposes. Seemed to go better in his business. He was a real estate man. That's how he met my daughter. He was trying to sell her Mulholland Drive. Of course, I thought it was kind of funny. It was 1:30 in the morning. Couldn't see a gall darn thing, so I walked up, throwed my flashlight on him.
All right, Dad, that's enough.
Mr. Remley, is your father-in-law going to live with you?
Oh, yes. If Alice and I take the apartment, he'll move in with us.
You just ain't kidding, Herschel.
Mrs. Remley, your husband tells me you have a child. Where is the little one?
Oh, he's outside. I'll call our son.
Gee, it's a boy. Just what I always wanted. Tell our little boy to come in, dear.
Very well. Oh, Junior, come in a minute, dear.
Yes, son, come in here. Your father wants to talk to you.
What's on your mind, man?
Junior!
So you're Remley's son, huh? Well, don't stand there, egghead. Go over and kiss your father.
What are you trying to do, poison me?
I have a better idea, Julius. Kiss your grandfather.
Which one is my grandfather?
That one.
He looks like an old Indian.
Naturally. Don't you remember your grandpa Wanga?
Oh, of course. How could I forget that Navajo grandpa of mine? How's your blanket concession in Albuquerque, Gramps?
I wish I had my Tommy Hawk with me. I'd scrape his insides out and make a canoe out of it.
My. The boy doesn't seem to get along too well with his grandfather.
Well, he's just a smart papoose. Beat it, kid. Go back to teepee and make Grandpa buffalo meat sandwich.
How?
on bagel.
Now, Junior, make up with Grandpa Harris. Go over and kiss him on his withered old cheek.
I don't want to.
Why not?
I'm liable to get my nose caught in one of his wrinkles.
Then kiss him on his elbow.
All right.
Junior, you mustn't get fresh or Grandfather will punish you.
Yeah, I'll break every bone in your body.
You do, and I'll smash every martini glass in your bar.
Martini. Mr. Harris, this housing project has very strict rules against liquor. Do you drink?
Oh, I toast a friend now and then.
He's got more friends than anybody I know. And if it happens to be a stranger, that don't stop him either.
Well, tell me, son, how about your father? Does he imbibe?
Yeah, he's got a little toaster going for him, too.
I may be jumping to conclusions, but you don't sound like an ideal family to me. I'm afraid I can't let you have the apartment.
Oh, miss, you've just got to rent us the apartment. We have no place to stay, and you can't throw us out in this freezing weather. My husband is a sickly man, and he can't stand the cold.
Maybe we could fill him up with antifreeze.
All right, leave it alone. Mister, you got to give us the apartment. I don't care about myself, but my little grandson is so frail and delicate. You can't throw this little schnook out in the street.
I'm sorry, but you're not the kind of tenants we want. Goodbye.
Please, mister, you've got to give Frankie an apartment. He has no place to stay.
Don't plead with the man, Alice. Rather than have you lower yourself to the point of begging, I'll sacrifice myself. I'll stay at your house.
Oh, no, you don't. I refuse to sleep in the same house with you, and that's final. Phil, I can't stand any more of this. You can hear Frankie snoring all the way down here.
Well, don't blame Remley. He's not used to our bed.
Of all the nerve. He takes our room, our bed, and now I have to lie here and listen to him snore.
Honey, if it bothers you so much, get up and close the flap to our tent.
This program was produced and directed by Paul Phillips. Included in today's cast were Gene Bates, Joe Kearns, and Gerald Moore.
January 7th, 1951, Phil Harris and Alice Faye on Classic Radio Theater.
Our U.S. Constitution is amazing. It's full of what's called negative rights, designed to protect us from the corrupt powers of a dictatorship.
Like our right to worship our own God, not some official state religion.
Our right to prevent the government from seizing our property without paying fair market value for it.
Or our right to be tried by a jury of our peers, people like us, not by some star tribunal.
And that's why America has become the richest, most just society in the world.
Other countries force so-called positive rights onto their citizens. These enable one group to take from another group their free speech, money, and choice by using government force. Socialists love wielding this power over people.
Sometimes we take our freedoms for granted, but we can lose our Bill of Rights and our Constitution and become like Venezuela or North Korea, failed, brutal socialist regimes.
We need your help to spread the good news about our amazing U.S. Constitution. Help us take back America. Go to ouramericanrights.com.
Brought to you by the American Media Council.
Now on Classic Radio Theater, an episode of the soap opera Claudia. This was originally broadcast January 7th, 1948.
And now, Claudia.
Doesn't the wind in your face feel good?
Are you warm enough, darling?
Me, I feel marvelous. And Bluff feels marvelous. Look at him dance around.
Danes are winter dogs. They're built for cold weather.
I hope he's not going to mind the summer. David, you were sweet to come walking in the park with me.
I thought I'd give Mama the afternoon off.
Listen to the sounds, David. They're winter sounds, aren't they?
I'd know it was January by the sounds in the park if I heard them piped into the middle of an African desert.
David, you hear what I hear?
Sounds like a hurdy-gurdy. Oh, that's one on me.
What is?
Hurdy-gurdies and hand organs, darling, are a spring sound, not a winter one.
I love them. And look, the children are skating in time to the music. Oh, David, look at his droopy mustache.
Mm-hmm. He's just the way he's supposed to be, isn't he?
Exactly.
Look at his silly hat. Say, I remember this fellow. He used to play up around the zoo, and He has a wonderful monkey.
Would he remember you, David?
Me? I've got a different hat on. Hello there. I haven't seen you in a long time.
Hello, mister.
Where's your monkey? I miss her. I was telling my wife about her.
I miss her, too. Hey, my monkey, she died.
Oh, what a shame. Recently?
No, pneumonia. She catch a cold. The next day, the doctor, he say she got a pneumonia.
Oh.
2 days some more, my Josephine, she died.
Oh, I didn't know monkeys could get pneumonia.
Just like a human being is a monk, only he's more smart. My Josie, she was just like a human being. When Dominic, he talked, Josie, she understand everything.
No, she was a wonderful little monkey.
I'm jealous.
Now there's nothing left for me. I'm going to go back to Italy. I'm too sad to play a happy music with no Josie. And nobody is like the hurdy-gurdy man no more.
Oh, come now. That's not true.
No, don't tell it, Dominic. You know, the hurdy-gurdy is out of style. People don't appreciate the art anymore. They think all you do is turn the handle and the music should come out. It's not true. Once it was music for kings. And today, it's music for beggars.
Well, that makes us all very rich beggars, Dominic.
It still is a lost art. You know, when my hurdy-gurdy she's get broke, it's almost impossible for me to find some new music for him. Nobody make the music no more. Nobody know to listen no more. Ah, mamma mia, nobody is want old Dominic anymore. So, soon I'm go away. I come here today to make one last goodbye to Central Park, where my Josie, she was so happy, and all the little kids, they was so happy with my Josie.
Well, how about your getting another monkey? Wouldn't that sort of take care of things for you?
No, the monkey she cannot do. It's no other monkey in the whole world for me.
That's the way I feel about you, darling.
That's one of the nicest things you ever said to me, darling.
No, it's no other monkey but Josie. You know, I can't even sell the organ. Nobody will buy. And it's such a beautiful instrument, you're not going to throw him away, you know, or leave him under a tree to die. Somebody's got to have him. I must to pass him along.
Oh, you must be able to sell it. It's worth some money.
It's the most beautifulest organ in the whole world. Excuse, I'm not going to talk about it no more. It's making me too sad.
What does it play, Dominic? What's its repertoire?
Oh, such a wonderful music. Oh, Sole Mio, and the Swanee River, and the Santa Lucia, and the most sweetest song of all, a Pagliaccio. Josie, she used to dance in the streets, and now I cannot even sell him.
Dominic, if you were to sell this organ, how much would you want to sell it for?
David!
Well, it's all depend on what is offered.
Well, what would you expect to be offered to you?
How much money you got with you, darling?
Oh, about $10.
If my Josie was here, she would tell me. Such a little businesswoman, my Josie. When she dances around with a tin cup, the money, she's full like from heaven.
Dominic, why don't you make believe Josie is standing right here?
Well, Mr. All right. My Josie and me, we think we sell it for $35.
35?
Well, it's a lot of money, yes, but look at the 7 beautiful musics inside, and the 2 paintings, and look, it's big with the wheels like a wagon.
We're not arguing about the price, but 35, David. I didn't expect that price, did you?
I must say it took me by surprise.
You see? Nobody's wanting to buy for only $35.
Well, I wouldn't think of buying it for a cent less than 50. Would you, David?
Not a cent less. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Have we got enough money, David?
Now, let me see. I'll empty out my pocket.
Look, you don't think to buy for you.
Will you sell it to us?
Sell them to you? Sure, you love my organ. I sell them to you.
49, 50. Let's see. That's $52 and 39 cents.
$2.39 sales tax.
Dominic, it's a deal.
Santa Lucia. You pay $50 for the organ?
And $2.39 sales tax. Not a cent less.
And don't try to bargain with us, Dominic. It won't do you a bit of good.
Oh, Santa Lucia, I not got the words. So much money. Oh, I would kiss you. I would dance with you. I would do anything for you.
I wish you had more, Dominic. I think this hurdy-gurdy is worth 10 times that.
Oh, you have the soul. You have the heart. And now you are going to have the greatest happiness in the whole world. When you're sad, you turn the little handle. And when you're happy, you turn the little handle. When it's rain or the sun shine, you have a music all your life. Arrivederci, arrivederci. Sweet dreams. And a sweet life to you.
Dominic!
And Josie, she say good night to you.
Dominic, wait a minute.
Grazie, grazie.
He's gone.
Well, looks like we're the proud parents of a hand organ.
What have I done?
What, David? What have you done?
We've bought this thing.
Oh, is that all? Of course we've bought it. It's wonderful.
It's mad. I never meant to...
But we can use it as a table when we're not playing it. It'll make a beautiful table. And when the baby comes, darling, you won't have to sing to it. Babies love music. It's much better than a radio or a phonograph. Oh, David, I don't know where we could have gotten such a buy anywhere else, do you? Whatever it costs is worth it.
I don't see what you're making such a fuss about, darling. To me, it's a perfectly normal thing that we have a hurdy-gurdy in the house.
Me too, isn't it wonderful? David, look. The children on the pond are waiting for some music.
And they shall have it. Why not? At least it'll postpone our processions through the street.
David, if you knew how silly you look, you don't belong with a hurdy-gurdy at all.
Oh, I don't I? Now listen to me. This is a hurdy-gurdy of mine. I love it.
Here,
I love
let me fix your hat. I want to mash it in and make you look a little more like Dominic and a little less like you.
You leave my hat out of this.
How's this? I'll put it sideways.
Yeah. I'm a very handsome man, see? I walk through the world with my music.
David, you fool. People are turning around and looking at you. Can't you behave?
Behave?
David, quiet. Honestly, I don't know you at all. Come on, Bluff. Actually, we never met him before.
Hey,
wait a minute there, you two.
Yes, officer. Yes, officer. What can I do for you?
What are you doing with that thing?
Playing it, of course.
And where's Dominic? This is his, ain't it?
Come on, Bluff. We don't answer when strange men talk to us, do we?
No monkey business, please. Where's Dominic?
Dominic just left, officer, just this minute. Claudia, come back here.
Honestly, officer, I don't know him. I never saw him before this minute.
You know perfectly well you know me.
How?
Now leave us keep this argument out of the question. I don't know who knows who around here. I've been letting old Dominic off easy. And the kids like his music. But he ain't supposed to be playing it so near the street. Hurdy-gurdies are out of bounds with the law, so you ain't got a chance.
Come on now, Bluff. We've got to go home.
If you leave me now, I won't speak to you as long as I live.
Look. What's going on here? I bet you stole it from Dominic. I bet it ain't yours at all.
Well, you bet all wrong. The beautiful instrument is mine. I just bought it. And from Dominic.
Well, that's a laugh. Who buys one of these things these days?
Oh, she does often. She's a little, Claudia, come back here.
I'm halfway home, David.
Now, come on. Let's quit the kidding. Show me the bill of sale. And you can't play one of these things without a license. Come on, show me your license and tell me what happened to old Dominic.
Well, look who's here if it isn't you. Dominic Naughton.
Wait till I get you home, Mrs. Dominic. Claudia, tell the nice officer that this hurdy-gurdy belongs to us.
And we didn't buy it to play it. We bought it to take home and use it as a coffee table.
Are you two nuts?
I think we are. Officer, Dominic wanted to sell this. Josie, the monkey, died, and he wants to go home to Italy. Now, is that clear?
Ah, poor old Dominic. Okay. But, well, I ain't having any truck with this, see? If I catch you on the streets playing that hand organ, your goose is going to be cooked so fast...
Officer, do we look like the kind of people who'd go out in the streets and play this thing?
You don't look like the kind of people I would know anyway. Your hat's on crooked.
David.
Oh.
Running around with your hat on crooked. I never heard of such a thing.
Now get going, you two. Take that thing home or find a nice museum for it. And don't let me hear a peep out of you, or else.
Wasn't he nice? He loved Dominic, too. You think we could play it softly? When the cop's around the corner, he couldn't possibly hear.
Well, let's see, which way's he going? There he goes. He's turned the corner now. But I'm not going to play with it, no.
Go on, darling. Just a little. I know what you are. You're a scaredy cat.
I'm a blithering idiot. That's what I am.
Just crank the little thing once. That's the least we can do for Dominic and Josie. Don't you think?
If you touch that handle,
Oh,
Claudia.
David, let me crank it just a little bit.
Well, just a little.
Darling, if a hurdy-gurdy means spring, it'll be spring in our house all the time.
Not so loud, Claudia. Claudia, not so loud.
Can't help it, David. Won't play any softer. Isn't it beautiful?
This broadcast of Claudia was supervised and directed by William Brown Maloney. Come on over to my house and have a Coke. There's an invitation youngsters never turn down. And how good it is to hear them troop in, sure of a welcome, anticipating the refreshment of a bottle of ice-cold Coca-Cola. You can buy Coke by the case now, so why not have your grocer or service station attendant put a case in the car today? With plenty of Coke in the refrigerator, you and the family can work and play refreshed. And you can always offer guests the pause that refreshes. Every day, Monday through Friday, Claudia comes to you, transcribed, with the best wishes of your friendly neighbor who bottles Coca-Cola. So listen again tomorrow at the same time. And now this is Joe King saying au revoir. And remember, whoever you are, whatever you do, wherever you may be, when you think of refreshment, think of Coca-Cola. For ice-cold Coca-Cola makes any pause the pause that refreshes.
Well, some music in Claudia's household. The soap opera Claudia from January 7th, 1948 here on Classic Radio Theater. Thank you so much for making us a part of your day. If you miss a day, you do not have to miss a show. You can hear our shows on demand over at classicradio.stream, where you can stream our shows, learn more about classic radio collecting, and contact me there. classicradio.stream. And remember, our programs are available anywhere podcasts are served. Just search for Classic Radio Theater with Wyatt Cox. Have yourself a great day, won't you please? Please thank this radio station and support their advertisers. It is their kindness and courtesy that allows us to be with you each and every time we roll around. And tell your friends the great radio shows are right here at this spot on the dial. Classic Radio Theater on your favorite station.